Hey everybody, got the Planet Eclipse LVR here. We are getting ready to shoot this thing. I wanted to go over my settings for the gun real quick and a little bit about how you tune it. So when you buy an LVR, LV1, LV1.1, you are going to get your manual, which does have a little information on how to tune it for certain types of shots. But more importantly for tuning is that you get a tuning guide. If you don't have your manual or your tuning guide, I'm going to throw a link in the description to a thread on PB Nation, which has all the information from the tuning guide. Go check it out. It goes through this whole process of tuning, basically. So what we're doing when we tune the LV1, the 1.1, the LVR, is we are trying to find the lowest reliable settings for our dwell and our LPR. And that's basically going to try and make your gun more efficient and give you a smoother shot by reducing the pressures. So what we do, I like to start with the dwell. The stock dwell is 16.8 milliseconds. Essentially, you start dropping it half a millisecond at a time until you see the FPS drop off, or you start to see really inconsistent readings over the chronograph. Then you bump it back up half a millisecond, and that's your lowest reliable dwell. The LPR works pretty much in the same way. You turn it in clockwise an eighth of a turn at a time. That's reducing the pressure, and so you turn it in an eighth of a turn, chronograph your gun. You don't see any changes in FPS or consistency. You drop in another eighth of a turn. As soon as you start to see drops in your feet per second or your consistency, you raise it back up 1/8 of a turn, and your gun is set. Your gun is nice and reliable. Should still be very consistent, but you're optimizing the performance out of your gun. Let's talk solenoid flow restrictors. So if you haven't had an LV1, a 1.1, there's two dials in the grip here, and there's one's for your front solenoid flow restrictor and one's for your back solenoid flow restrictor. Stock settings on this gun, 7 in the front, 7 in the back. According to the manual, the smoothest shot, which is what I'm going for, is to drop that rear SFR to 1. Essentially what we're doing by dropping that rear SFR is slowing down the bolt speed. With that, you're going to see a decrease in rate of fire. For me, I shoot a lot of just 10 semi when I'm playing rec days, or 10.2 PSP, and I don't have any issues keeping up with that when my rear SFR is at 1. If I was going to shoot 12.5, if I wanted to shoot 15, I would bump that up a little bit just to make it more reliable. So when I dropped my rear SFR to 1, I shot it over the chrono again and made sure it wasn't throwing things off, and made sure it was still just as consistent as when I messed with the LPR and the dwell, that it was shooting right around the same speed. So my gun, my settings right now, my dwell is at 16.3, half a millisecond down from stock. My LPR is a quarter turn in from stock. Rear SFR at 1, front SFR at 7. Let's go shoot this thing. It's time to shoot this Planet Eclipse LVR. Let's get right to it. I've got a Spire 200 on here. Ninja SL68 tank. For people who have issues with pops ASA, ball bearing in their tank, remove the shims, get it set to like 450 or 550, and then it's super easy to engage this. There you go. I've got the 681 Shaft FL barrel, and I've got such a small barrel because I'm going to shoot some reballs today. I did chrono this gun with paint at around 280, 285, so field velocity. I'll chrono it again. For those of you who haven't shot reballs, they usually shoot just a little bit hotter. Grab my chrono, and here we go. 294, 289, 294, 293. Yeah, so even with super inconsistent reballs, this gun is incredibly consistent. Oh, it's set to 10.2 PSP right now. Okay, let's ramp it up. And I'm going to pull the camera in a little bit closer. gun is super smooth the way I have it set. Go back to the beginning of this video, check out my settings. Yeah, and you know, like this video, comment below, comment your thoughts on the LVR or the LV platform in general. If you have questions about this gun, ask away, and I'll get to them as soon as I can. For the channel, you'll see an icon on your screen right about now, and you can click that little guy to subscribe to the page. Also, at the end of this video, I'll provide a link to our other reviews, and we'll see you next time. I forgot, as of the end of this video, my gun has exactly 2,883 shots. So we're just getting it broken in, and follow along. I'm going to be shooting this gun quite a bit this year.